Welcome to the 1997 World Cyclo-Cross Championships from the Olympia Park in Munich. The titles were held here back in 1985, and on that occasion, the major victors were the Germans, with Klaus-Peter Thaler taking out the professional event and Mike Kluger taking the amateur. The riders here will be facing 3 titles over the next 2 days, and the Germans very much would like to come away with a victory on home ground. 3.2 kilometers is the circuit, and these under-23 men will face 6 laps of a very testing circuit indeed. Circuit very well balanced for these cyclo-cross riders, in fact split up over running, riding and some very steep run-ups indeed. The under-23 title now underway, and 65 riders from 18 different countries will be looking for a gold medal at the end of the day. A little bit of jockeying for position there, because the first lap of a cyclo-cross championships is very often the most important. Once they come out of the stadium, they will soon be into the obstacles, and there you end up with a great bottleneck, with everybody trying to get to the front so as not to have any hindrance as they go out onto the very tough course. 3.2 kilometers. The #1 favorite must surely be Miguel Martinez, the Frenchman who won this event last year, the inaugural event of the cyclo-cross championships for under-23 men. Was introduced to the sport. This is only the 2nd time it's actually been run. Miguel Martinez, the little Frenchman, in fact was 3rd at the Olympic Games at the mountain bike cross-country event, and has really been a little bit out of the headlines just recently, because he's been racing just over the top, I think. As we go out, it's the Italians now at the front, really controlling the pace as we head out to the grass part of the course. The man on the front, Zoli of Italy, just 22 years of age, and you can see it is a very fast start to this event. The snow that was promised over the last couple of days managed to stay away, but sub-zero conditions for these riders as the Dutch now come to the front and take up control. This is the first run-up of the course, and you see several obstacles being placed in the way of the riders to force them to dismount before they actually get to this very steep run-up indeed. Czech riders coming through to the front. This is Piotr Dulask, 21 years of age, and you see just how quickly these riders mount their bicycles and get on their way again. They're going through the 2nd pit point here. All the mechanics there waiting with fresh machines. There are 3 pit points around the course here. Every kilometer or so, if you have a mechanical incident in between the pit points, you actually have to carry your machine until the next point where the mechanics will be. Very soft conditions here, as you see one of these young Dutchmen trying to get a little bit of grip with that bicycle there. And here, in fact, is how the mechanics prepare the machines for the riders. They're allowed to change as often as they want to, as long as they do it in the pit section. But the early leaders now, 2 Belgians, looking very good indeed. Bart Wellens at the front, he's being shadowed by Sven Nys. Wellens is the under-23 champion of Belgium. Wearing number 13 there is Sven Nys. He's taken up the lead, and you just see the technique involved here in cyclo-cross. That leg on the right-hand side just going out a little bit there. Coming up to the end of the 2nd lap, and in fact it looks very much as if Wellens is having a hard time staying in contact with his own countrymate there. Sven Nys coming into the stadium after 2 laps, and with a slight lead over his countryman Bart Wellens. Wellens, in fact, has been 4 times the champion of Belgium, but look at the technique of Nys. Straight over those bunny hops, no problem at all, not even a flinch, as he changes up a gear and puts it into overdrive. News coming to us, in fact, Miguel Martinez, the pre-race favorite, is trailing back in 5th place out on the course, obviously having a very hard time indeed, and confirming what a lot of French journalists had said, that in fact he was burnt out before he came to this championships. There's the leader coming over the line, Sven Nys. Coming at 3 seconds adrift is his own countryman Bart Wellens. Wellens there, a slightly frailer rider there, trying to get a little bit more power into those shoulders of his to get up there, because he realizes that the man with him, who was 3rd in the recent Belgian under-23 championships, is going to be a major rival. A chance here just to look at that technique. These hops, by the way, are about 18 inches high, which is quite a remarkable feat for this young man. Great technique. He doesn't even touch them at all, and this, I think, is going to be a great advantage to him. Here's confirmation at the end of lap 2. Sven Nys going through in 1st place with 3 seconds advantage over Bart Wellens, and the Swiss rider Christian Höhler 29 seconds adrift. Now starting to catch one or two of the back markers, and Nice looking over his shoulder here. You can see the shadow of Bart Wellens. He can't get rid of him, but as long as he has a little bit of an advantage, he will feel quite comfortable. The weather quite clement this afternoon. You can see, in fact, that the ground has softened and turned into quite a large amount of mud. Very different to the World Championships back in 1985, when the whole course was covered in snow and ice. Nice here, in fact, was the junior champion of Belgium in 1995. Struggling with his bicycle a little bit there, not too much traction. And what happens is these tyres the riders use do have a knobbled surface on them, but once they've ridden half a lap or so, those knobbled surfaces get clogged up with mud, and then you start to lose traction. Nice looking over his shoulder to see the distance that he has over his own teammate there, but look at this, a front wheel skid there, perfectly controlled. Oh, well, not quite so perfectly as he comes up to the next run up here. Nice bike straight onto his shoulder, trying to use all of the track when he can. He's obviously a little bit worried about Bart Wellens. Wellens has dominated the Belgian scene, and Nice obviously realizes that, but today could be his chance to walk away with a great world title for Belgium. Negotiating all of these little run-ups, flicking himself around the top part of that course there, and you can see just how muddy, in fact, the course has become there. A little slip of the front wheel. Nice now starting to take an awful lot of risks. Martinez, by the way, the French rider who was third at the Olympic Games and second at the World Championships mountain bike event, is moving up into fourth position, and he's still over 30 seconds behind these two leaders. This white part of the course here, you can see, in fact, is sawdust that the organisers have put down just to try and make the course a little bit more practicable, because it really did turn to mud during the week when riders were practicing on this course. And Bart Wellens not too confident going down there. There's Martinez, the first chance we've had to see him there. He's got the straight handlebars of the mountain bikers, but I can tell you, in fact, Miguel Martinez is more than 50 seconds behind the leading rider on the road, Sven Nys. Sven Nys now opening up quite a comfortable lead over his compatriot. The last time check we got was round about 15 seconds. And he knows now that he doesn't have to take quite as many risks as he was taking before. Looking very comfortable indeed. And this will give Belgium a great title. They haven't had a world champion since Paul Herrigers won the World Championship professional event in their own country in De Panne just a few years ago. And they are going to be very satisfied with that indeed. Through the tunnel into the stadium, there's the remains of the snow, but the crowd rising to the occasion. A lot of Belgians have travelled out to see this event. Belgium just over the border, 2 or 3 hours car drive away, and they're going to be celebrating all through the bars here this evening, I'm sure of that. Sven Nys, 21 years of age. He's got a couple more years to have a crack at the under-23 title, but he knows now, as he comes round the last corner of the Munich stadium, that he's going to be world champion for the first time in his very young career. There's the Belgian flag. He knows that his own teammate is chasing him, but he's not going to come up to him this time. As he comes over the line, 53 minutes and 25 seconds. A new world champion for Belgium alongside Johan Museeuw, who took the world road racing title last year in Lugano. Well, the Belgian press will be very happy with that indeed. And let's not forget that they do have another man coming across the line in second position. And what a great performance that has been for the Belgians. Bart Wellens, 4 times champion of his own country, but today second place behind Sven Nys, the new world champion for the under-23 riders at the event of Cyclo-Cross. Belgians obviously very happy there, friends from the BRT trying to get him across to the commentary position. And here's confirmation, Sven Nys from Belgium at the top of the leaderboard, Bart Wellens in second position, Christophe Morel from France taking third, and Miguel Martinez actually moving up into fourth place over those last few laps. Guido Gomez from Netherlands coming in fifth, but this is the crowning moment for this young man's career. Sven Nys has the rainbow jersey around his shoulders, and he will climb onto the highest step of the podium.
Deuxième et médaille d'argent.